Happy New Year! I'm Crep, and it's been a while since I've gotten to introduce myself like that at the top of one of these rather than a handful of minutes in. Welcome back to Let's Play Void Stranger. We resume on the scene we left on last time. Sif and B at the beach, taking in the sight of the waves. A calm moment after everything that's happened so far. This screen, if the music hadn't tipped you off, was actually the main menu. This is the first time we've been back here since we started. There are a few ways to get back to the main menu, but the simplest, shortest way to put it is reaching an end of some kind. And what we've reached is the end of the linear narrative of Void Stranger. Now, obviously, there's still plenty of dangling loose threads. Just because we're done with the linear narrative doesn't mean we're done with the non-linear narrative. There is still yet more to see. As we move to the brand entry screen, we are going to unlock something very interesting. Special brands. Infinity, Memory, Blade, Wings, Lily, and Sif. To use these, we draw them twice, which is to say that we draw them once, submit it, draw them again, submit it again. The game says to use them wisely, and I think that is generally good advice. Some of these, though, primarily the burdens, I think you could always bother with them. It's kind of always nice to have wings. So those three, Memory, Blade, Wings, those are of course the burdens, as I just alluded to. Lily and Sif, as you might be able to assume, allow you to start off at their points in the narrative instead of always starting as Gray. Infinity, though, that one is less self-explanatory. Let's go ahead and draw it. We get a little confirmation symbol flashing in front of the brand to show us that we've done it correctly. Are you sure about that? Luckily for you all, yes, I am. Only because I've worked out how to be sure about it. And yes, I know what I'm doing. In this sort of intermediary part between larger chunks of the narrative of this game, I'm going to go back into Void as all three of our player characters so far, just to show you a variety of things that haven't had the chance to come up in the LP to this point, or we're never going to, outside of a video like this. Let's begin by showing off what that Infinity brand does for us. Right. If you hold Enter at any point during a dream, you can actually end it early by manually waking up. That's beside the point, though. So the Infinity brand, we unlocked it actually by seeing the Voided ending at the end of the very first part. We can see down there we have a very fancy-looking Infinity symbol right next to our locus count. This does about what you would expect. It's real clear why they give this to you after the Void ending. This is meant to help new players struggling with the game to be able to actually make it to the bottom of Void is Gray without getting voided on the way there. It interacts interestingly with bee statues. That is quite a ways away, isn't it? It leaves you with 0 locus, as usual, so it actually takes away the infinity. But it also sends you a random number of rooms ahead, between, like, some range. I don't have those numbers really in my head at all. Ah, oops. We don't have any more locusts. Hey, buddy. Been a while. Oh. No, it's not my first time here. Now I get how that is. Now you see, I remember what you gave us last time. What a pain it was to get rid of it. And I've got plenty of ways of getting back to where I need to be, so I'm not too fussed. Just don't even worry about it, buddy. Yeah. Impatience, mainly. Yeah, impatience, I think that's the answer I'm going with. Oh. Okay. There's one other interesting property about infinity locusts as well. Obviously, it's not a number. There isn't any, like, BO infinity we could go to. That's a little outside of the realm of possibility. But something strange happens if we do want to try to manipulate it. Minus infinity is not something the system is capable of handling. Welcome to the first Lily cleanup segment. These will mostly be focused around picking up mementos that I skipped over during Void Stranger Lilith, or just straight up missed. They didn't show up at all on screen. That being said, this one's going to end with a special bonus, so look forward to that. First off, we went to go to the Void Memory Room during the main LP, so we completely skipped over BO24 entirely. This is a messy little thing. We're just going to grab this, and then we want to come over here and put it there. Cool. Now that we have this group of 5, we've actually got quite a bit we can do, which is very good. Let's put this here and then here, and then we'll grab a 6th. There we are. Now these fuse tiles aren't so much of a problem. Our goal here is to set things up such that the button and the stairs are just right there next to the shade sign tile. So let's just put this there. Put that there. Okay. Now we can safely build our way back up there. When you don't have the wings, going over to the left to grab that memento is a one-way trip. Oh yeah, I didn't even acknowledge it, but I don't have burdens. I don't have any burdens. I can't help but take the opportunity to continue to try to show off, or like do something impressive, I suppose, or you know, have a challenge, I guess. Many different ways to think about what I do on this channel. So, still going at this burdenless. Take that. And we're already 1 up. I'll see you in Aes's domain. That's right. Second up is the problem room. This is much less complicated than I thought. You just go down, you just go below, and you have it. It's not that complicated. I think I know what I want to do from here. Let's go ahead and kill that one. Then pick this up. Oh, I've already got something. I forgot. I picked up the one with the token in it. With the memento in it. So then... go far enough to drop that one too. And then we're golden. Yay! It was easy! That was the only one I missed in Aegis's domain, so I'll see you at the next point. And here we are. Thanks to my snafu in B's domain that resulted in skipping way ahead, Mod's domain ended up being a bit of a blind spot for our run, so it's worth coming back and checking out the whole of it. Oh, hi. Hi, Mod. We did experience a couple of these rooms to start, I recall. Always have to be getting somewhere. So let's see. Oop. Pick that up first. Here we are. Let's pick up this one as well. That is a very slightly different configuration from what I had in the LP. I remember the LP like scrambling to make sure I didn't end up putting the button above the stairs for the Sith statue. And then here, use this to get rid of the fuse tiles. These rooms are so silly. Okay, and then instead of trying to do anything fancy in Mon's brand room, we're just gonna get out of here. Onward and upward. We have two mementos. Surprised, I'm still saying memory tokens right now. We still have 2 mementos to get in Mom's domain. Goodness, I forgot how much I hated this room. Let's put this here, pick it up, put it there again. Don't get interrupted by the maggot. Put that there. And then do that. I've literally never done that before, but that was a really straightforward way to do this room. Wow. Isn't it fun when, like, a new brilliant solution simply unfurls itself in front of you? Ah, here we are. 91. This one is tricky if I remember correctly. I don't know why it wouldn't be tricky. It must be tricky. We're just going to want to break this and then replace it. And then fill that gap immediately. Ooh, okay. Let's get a little more separated. Or, just go over here, go do that. That makes sense. That was harder than, or that was easier than I was expecting it to be, rather. Wow. Get offset for me, thank you. And there's another one right in this room as well. Oh! Our special guest has shown up. Everyone say hello. I don't know if you'll recognize him just yet, but maybe when he turns to the left. Looks a little more familiar now, don't he? Let's see. He is about to make it so we cannot take that left path through the room, so... Our goal here is just to... not die to these beavers, and I did a fantastic job of making that happen. You might know something interesting there as well. the tan statue reacted immediately to the bandit leaving. Not specifically to the bandit dying or anything, just leaving. Okay. Trying to remember exactly what I want here. I believe I actually didn't want to pick up that glass tile. So it's a good thing I can put it away. Pick this up. Complicates our moving space a bit. Be careful here. Oh, I've completely forgotten what I usually do in this room. Break that. Okay. And I'm dead. Okay, so none of that was working out in my favor. Wait a minute. I probably want to make use of that fuse tile. It's up in the upper left. Or the upper right. I feel like I've been mixing up my lefts and rights a lot lately, which is so strange for my age. I say as if that isn't something that happened to my mom constantly growing up. This is supposed to be, like, good gameplay that's happening on screen. I don't get why it isn't. That's so weird. Why would it not be good gameplay? So strange. You know, if I do go over there, then I've got all these extra tiles now. That's not nothing. Right? That's gotta not be nothing. Alright, buddy, come over here. Is that it? Hey! That totally works! I feel like that was still a little more complicated than it needed to be, but I mean, got the job done. And we got our memento. And we've got someone to follow here. This guy is taking all the easy paths, similar to the Nomad. Similar to another person we know. Oops, I didn't want to go this way. It's a good thing that I gave myself a ton of locus, because that was a good smart call to do. Right. I'm very close to remembering how I get through here. I'm so close. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Yes, very close to something. Alright, over here, buddy. And then down here. Thank you. Yes! Yes! It's my favorite room in this domain! I kind of forgot this was here! Alright, check this out. Thank you, fellas! Thank you for my life. And what do you all have to say? Can I get desynced from you in a way that's good? Yes. That's true. Let's get moving. Hit a roadblock, it seems. Let's just casually open this chest and... Right, I actually don't really want to take this tile just yet. Whatever. Who cares if we have to die in order to do this right in a moment? Excuse me. You're blocking the path. Oh, shut up. I'm trying to figure out a way out of here. These damn statues. Didn't I just kill all those monsters already? Wait. I wasn't just hearing things this time. You're real, right? What do you want about... Why are you looking at me like that? At first, you looked kind of familiar. But now that I get a better look at you, you're quite a cutie. I was gonna rest for a moment anyway. Care to join me? Step any closer and I'll serve your ass on a platter. Forgive me! Please, no more! I didn't mean it! Can't you take a joke? What's up with this pervert? Say, gal, who taught you to fight like that? That isn't any of your business, really. To think she actually had an apprentice. What absolutely rotten luck. You've come here to finish me off, haven't you? You're making less and less sense by the minute. Did you hit your head or something? Gray didn't send you after me? How do you know her? I wouldn't say I actually know her. But any mercenary worth their salt has at least heard of Gray the Destroyer. I just had the privilege of meeting her head-on. Well, her fist to be more precise. That's why I'd recognize that stance anywhere. She taught you, didn't she? I really don't know anything about mercenaries or any of the other stuff you're yammering on about. But Gray did teach me how to take care of myself. You haven't heard of her exploits? She did disappear for many years shortly after all the ruckus she caused. How did she end up as the princess bodyguard, though? Princess? Never mind that. We've got a more urgent problem on our hands. Great moment, too. See this guy's pause art briefly. Oh, that's not the regular menu. There he is. Sitting all crisscross applesauce. These statues are blocking our way out. I can tell that much. Well, since you made it this far, you probably already know about these ones. I thought I'd taken care of all the monsters around here. Then you showed up and the statues still remain. Please don't look at me like that. Oh please, I wasn't thinking about pushing you down. Initially, at least. I'll figure something out. Okay, well, here's where I would have liked to have picked up the token beneath me. A token. Tile. Token? Really? Am I that tired already? But anyway, let's start this room over. It's not a big deal. I will just briefly talk to this guy again. Okay, so in actuality, all I really need to do is take this tile, break this, put this there, and then wow! I've got a 1x3! Magical! Now I have everything I've ever wanted. Push all of these off, because I hate all of them! Alright, talk to this guy again. You actually solved it! What's up with that staff of yours? Some kind of arcane magic, perhaps? You got the smarts too, I guess. Consider yourself lucky that your teeth are still intact. Gotcha. Leaving already? I don't see any point in wasting my time here for much longer. That attitude of yours. I can tell Gray trained you well. Do me a favor. If you find a way out, send my regards to her. Had we met in different circumstances, maybe we could have shared a drink or two with your old lady. She's not my old lady. And stay out of my way from now on. Yeah, sure. You decide to leave the pervert man to his own devices. That's about as much as we're going to be seeing of him. On the subject of NPC pause art, though, I forgot to show off any of it during my initial 2 runs with Gray, so let's see what the pause art looks like for all of her NPCs, starting with the Nun, Bride, the Nomad, the Kid, and the Shadow. This one is, surprisingly, the pause art for Gray's encounter with the impossible-to-avoid Mimic. I wonder why that would be the case. Oh well. Sure, it doesn't mean anything. Let's say you just forgot all about Mon and continued through the rest of Lev's domain to the next birch tree. Someone is waiting for us here. We're not quite done with her yet, turns out. Ah, we meet again. Are you alright? My horns aren't that big, you know! Oh, okay? Great. I'm starting to lose it. I can't handle this, mortal. And we're still not done. She's waiting for us one more time after our own domain. She's not moving right now, which is interesting. Hi. Any luck with your search? No. I think I might have lost track. I should probably start over. Sorry to hear that. Don't bother. It's none of your business anyway. Maybe not. I didn't want to bother you earlier, but... Mission spectacularly failed. I'm looking for someone too. Or at least I thought so. I'm starting to feel like I'm just wasting my time. The stream. Will it ever end? Never stop searching. Huh? Never stop asking questions. Never give up. Then, in time, the answers will follow. The one you're searching for. They must be very important to you, right? They're surely waiting for you. Don't let them down. You're right. Thank you, Big Heart. I never even asked your name. Sif. So cool! My name is... Strange. Why can't I recall it? You're this far already? I forgot mine ages ago. Sif is just a nickname. Oh, I didn't know something like that could happen in a dream. Guess I'll have to start searching for my name from now on as well. Why did that memory return to me? Why now? Hang on, B. And that is the last we will ever see of her. Unlike all other NPC encounters, hers is tracked in your save file. Every time you meet her on any one of these birch tree floors, that'll be the only time on your save you ever see her. At this point, she's completely gone. You might recall that we never actually finished seeing the entire chase section with the nomad here. Not the thief, by the way. I mean, like, the wiki still calls her the thief, but I know in-game all of her files are labeled nomad, so that's what I'm calling her from now on. Figure we might as well take the opportunity to undo our past transgressions and see where this leads. Yeah, we know your deal. Oh wow, we didn't play the sound effect. That was interesting. Alright, well, I specifically went back into this no burdens to try to, I don't know, replicate the experience of actually having gone through here the right way the first time without killing her, rather than on a return trip. Alright, come over here. Okay, good. We avoid disaster. We have not killed her again. Let's say you get over here safely, and at that point, we can move on. So let's see what she does in these later rooms that we've already seen. Oh, this one is very silly. Let's just leave. Yeah, thank you for breaking that glass tile for us. Let's leave that smile right there. Pull it down. Most of these aren't that much more complicated by her presence. Some of them, though. Right, let's bring you up. Here. That ought to do it, actually. I think I was thinking of Lily Mode's version of that room for a moment, as I started to get a little bit scared. Right, they've got all these glass tiles that are really just here to put the beaver in a bunch of different annoying spots to try to get it back to where you need it to be. Come over here, thank you. Right. You over here. Very tight traversal with all of these. Oh, this room is weird. We pretty much just want to lure it up the one time, and then, yeah, if we push this down, push this over, then it'll fall. We can simply push this down and that down. Get rid of that. Safe way to the exit. This room, if I remember correctly, is a little complicated to find like a good opening in. There we go, that's the pattern we're looking for. Then we can... Oh no, we still can't tail the leech grade, and now I'm in a no-win scenario with no locusts. Well, check out this cool move. You see, closing and reopening the game restarts the room to initial conditions. This is a tactic I would not recommend using too often. Some people are watching. Oh, it's that easy, you just go in first thing. Okay, I was overcomplicating it. Go figure. Some people are watching and they will judge you. I recommend doing your best not to encounter them. Seems that a little thief has encountered a dead end. She hasn't even figured out how to use it. All of that, and you couldn't even figure out how to use it yourself. Uh-huh. I'm not. Your intuition is spot on. Uh-huh. You got your staff back. It seems to be intact. Try to not lose it again. Look, I'm not happy with you, alright? That was a pain. Oh. You received 7 locust idols. They look rather tasty, actually. Oh. Because we haven't even picked up any at the time I'm recording this. All of these parts are, like, recorded in such a weird order. Don't even worry about it. Who knows? Maybe they'll come in handy in the long run. Well, that goes maybe one small step to make me feel better about all of this. Okay. I don't expect you'll have much luck down there, though. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The cheeky woman refuses to move. But there seems to be no way around her. Well, I'm sure I can figure something out. I probably don't have to go out of my way to collect every tile in this room like this, gather them all up. But I gotta admit, it's just kind of just fun. Look at us and our huge, strange caterpillar coming around the corner of this C-curve room. Like a big old arcade bubbly font, wide C. Oh, not quite what I want to do, because how else am I going to grab these two at the end? There we go. And just for my peace of mind, look at that. A long, white slab. Very safe to walk on. She was in no danger of getting pushed off or falling of her own accord. Uh-huh. I've always known how to use it. You decide to leave her be. It's better that way. I feel about... While we're heading this way, there were a few mementos in Voice Ranger Gray that I mentioned at the start of Voice Ranger Lily that I picked up off screen. I figured actually it'd be worth getting them on screen for the sake of posterity and to make this LP feel a little more complete on the collectibles front. I popped over to an alternate save with no mementos picked up at all, since I already picked them up in my main save, so I can't pick them up again. But I can come back now under these circumstances and... Ooh. Did I forget how to do this room? Seems so. That's unfortunate. I mean it. Don't do that too often. It's not good. Here's what we can do. Just do that, and then we got some white tiles to work with now, which is good. Pick this up, because it's funny. It's funny to pick up white tiles. People are always saying this. Okay, so the goal here is just to... let's whip out the quill again. The goal here is just to get this smile to be on here, and then leave there, and then not die. So there's some ways we can do this. I think what's going to be the best is let's just get rid of that glass tile, put that there, and then let's go pick up another white tile from down here. That gives us safe run up to just pick this up, and we can just traverse safely. So from this spot, all that we really need is the guarantee that we can keep the smile from falling at all. So we'll take that extra glass tile, lure it up with that, and now it has a safe run up to be directly behind us, never falling into the abyss. That's one down. Two more I skipped over. And then there's this one, which I honestly only didn't get because I spaced on it. I just missed it. I think the glass tile ones are a little easy to overlook visually. This is going to require a lot of deliberate, careful movement with our mimic friend here. Really don't want to have to restart the whole room in the process of doing this. Okay. So good so far. Still not colliding with anything. Just hold there for a moment. Thank you. Okay. Let's just put that there. And is it even possible for us to get resynced up? Yeah, we can do that. Okay. I'm not going to collide into anything. So straight-ass. Okay, well that is not what I wanted. But actually it's fine. And then here, I also just spaced. I mean, I got so eager to just get to the exit, you know? It's just right there. The mimic walks off, and it's just right there. Anyway. Ooh. Okay. How do I want to do this with no wings? Didn't really make it easy on myself here. we put this here, we can grab this and do it vertically. Move that out of the way. And... well, we are so close to something. Because as soon as we step on the glass tile to our left and then move to the right... You know what? Yeah, let's just move through this room differently. Let's pick this one up. Put it there. It isn't like amazing placement, but I think it might be workable. Maybe? Question mark? Give me one more go with this. I shouldn't have quit out so many times. Really? At a time like this? Oh my god. We have no defense. We have no defense. Yeah? I did do it. I plead guilty. That was among one of several Void Court sequences. There are a handful of different things you can do in Void that the judge doesn't really like. Or that the keepers of Void don't really like. I don't know, read it how you like. Okay. Okay, let's be serious here. Put this here instead. That is a much better position. That is a much better position. That is, in fact, a much better position. Let us consider, though, exactly what we hope to accomplish here. We now have 4 tiles. That's not nothing. Let's move this glass tile. Put that down here. Let's be serious about this. Whoops. Let's put this glass tile over here. There. Now let's have it there. Yes. This should be good. Perfect. Now we've got our line. Now we have 5 tiles even, which is quite the freedom. And we have our token, and we can leave. Oh, what a traumatic diversion this has been. What do you mean, what? Everyone, get ready for the roundup of assorted ninny facts. Why did I do that? Don't do that, that's not smart. Don't run directly into smiles, that's not smart. So first off, Ninny actually has 3 different pause arts. We saw 2 of them in the LP. One while we were... Actually, we saw them both at the very end of the Ninny quest. But you can see the first of the 2 that I show off in the LP, up to this point anyway, while you are escorting Ninny through these rooms. But while you're just talking to her here, you get to see this little shot, which is very cute. It's very cute of her. Ninny fact number 2. Let me double check what the dialogue in this room was. Yeah, it's not very detailed or informative. But something very interesting is that you can, in fact, take the shortcut here from Lev's brand, so I gotta pick up the stairs like this. You can see it, she's freaking out, right? We fall in, though. And she double freaks out, too. We can come out the other side, and there she is. I mean, all that really does for us is skip one room, but... you know, it's hard mode. It's not necessarily a bad choice. Oh, there's also different dialogue here, I believe. Lily! I thought I lost you. Sorry about that. Are you okay? Much better, now that you're here. This room is still annoying. And Ninny fact number 3. We didn't have any burdens for all of Void Stranger Lilith in the main LP, so we didn't get to see what this rock says. See you. Oh, Ninny. Speaking of rocks and succumbing to despair, should you end up in a voided state as either Gray or Lily, this won't work for Sif, and you really, really just want to end the run and just go on to do anything else, you can always kill yourself several times in a row until something else happens. In this state, nothing will happen until you press the action button. If you keep pressing it, they do slowly wake up and you'll return normal gameplay. But if you let them collapse, Harrowing, indeed. I didn't end up showing this off in the LP, just because I forgot, and because after a certain point of playing this game, whenever there's a room that has multiple rocks in it, I just completely ignore them. But Sif actually has unique dialogue for checking non-solitary rocks in groups, I suppose. I'm so tired of listening to these things. And that's that. You will never hear a peep out of these things when playing as Sif. Something else interesting I want to show off while we're in this general vicinity that didn't come up in the LP. Just because I was on too much of a mission. And also there were some rooms I expressly didn't want to skip. If you go to either the memory room or the wings room and check the empty chest following any run with Gray or Lily where they picked up said burden, there is a note from B in it. I think I did actually show off that note from B my first Gray run. I might have. Also might not have. In case I didn't, let's highlight it here. Wait. There's a note inside. It reads, "My memory of you. With this, you should be able to hear the voice of Fallen, all who were and those who are yet to be. And as someone else, that includes you, sis, is reading this, scram! From B." You absolute Nimrod. Sif will say that anytime when reading one of the notes from B. I tried to catch them saying it in response to B's note in the very first Locust chest in Ad's domain, but that note didn't seem to be there when I checked as Sif. Very curious. Oh well. The way things ended with the Infinity brand earlier made me realize there's a lot of stuff on the HUD that I still haven't touched at all, such as our burdens here. It's a little hard to see behind the birch tree, but it says Mem 1 removed, and then Mem 1 restored. This one's Mem 2, and Mem 3. Picking them up and putting them down doesn't seem to really do anything. But you'll notice if we pick up the wings, we don't have use of them anymore. And if there are enemies here, if we picked up the sword, we also wouldn't be able to use our sword. So having them in our rod disables their use, but putting them somewhere else doesn't make them stop working. You can actually see that in effect here with the wings, as well as another interesting quirk. If we pick it up while we're using the wings, it doesn't make us drop instantly or anything. So if we put the wings here where Void Memory usually is, then still use them just fine. Actually, I can show it off even better if I move from here instead. Yeah, doesn't really matter where they are. Now what happens if we pick up the... Well, we picked up all these numbers already, including the HP total, I think, at some point at least. What happens if we pick up the HP marker itself? Ah. That makes sense, I suppose. We can also pick up our Locust icon. Locust idle null. Incidentally, if we... I'll show us my HP total. If we put the Locust idol somewhere else and then put a number next to it, and then die, it does act like that number beside it is where it's supposed to be, which is a real goofy way to end up with getting more Locust idols. I think so. I think I've seen speedruns make use of that in some way. It's very entertaining though. Memory token. That tile doesn't really do anything either. Oh yeah, and we never picked up the upper digit of the brain number. Oh. Well, that doesn't seem good. Do you hear that? I don't think I like the sound of that. Luckily, closing and reopening puts things in working order again. There's only one other thing we haven't tried picking up on the HUD yet. So far, only 2 things have had any consequences, so this probably won't do anything. Not my favorite room to try to start out in, but at least I've got some helpful tools with me this time. So, Gray killed Gore in her second time through Void, so by the time Lily rolled around, there wasn't anyone there. However, starting from a fresh Lily run like this from the brand entry screen, we had the chance to meet Gore again. Or meet Gore anew, maybe. Not again. That's fine. Don't even worry about how good language comes out of my mouth this far in. A giant head. Are you serious? What do you want? It talks. Of course it talks. Why are you staring at me like that? That sword. Where'd you find it? Oh, this? I just stumbled upon it. So there's this ornate sword that's very clearly special. Or clearly very special. Yeah? That you just happened to stumble upon. Yep. Without any hints whatsoever. Sure. Can you kill me with it? What?! Are you nuts?! Oh, sorry. Forgot my manners. Kill me, pretty please. I'm not going to kill anyone. Don't make me laugh. You've made it this far. Why stop now? What are you talking about? Oh, the innocence of youth. Come on, help me out here! You want to get to that exit, right? One quick stab can't hurt. Why do you want to die so badly? My current existence is simply out of spite. You'd do us both a favor. So how about it? Okay. I'll do it. Yay! What a relief. Don't say that. Sorry. You mortals take death pretty seriously. One more thing. If you see my sister, Tan, tell them that Gore said hi. They're missing their left eye. I'm sure you'll recognize them if you two happen to meet. That's all. See ya, stranger. Of course, I suppose I could have come here without the sword, but if you want to know what Gore says to Lily in that case, play the game yourself, as I'm sure I will have said like 5 times by the end of this video. Like 20 times by the end of this LP. If you make it to Gore without the Void Sword, there's some special dialogue you can trigger as either Gray or Lily. Simply stand within their what's the word I'm looking for? Field of view. Stand within their field of view and pick up a tile with the rod. Their eyes go wide. Well, oh, that was insensitive. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, we've figured that out at this point. Oh, Gore actually cares about something. Yes, of course he will. You decide to hear out their request. Huh. whole lack of a body, I'm assuming. What's so special about little me, huh? Ah, the Void Blade. No, they're right about that one. An incantation. This is fairly interesting. You don't really get any explicit hints about what you're supposed to do with the brand rooms outside of this exact instance, where nothingness engraves the brand of Lord, where the path to damnation rests within you. Place your faith and embrace the void. We could leave it there. Or we could talk to them one more time. You tell them you've got no idea how to use the incantation. Classic gore noise. Oh, gore. Even after all that, they still tell us how to get out of this room, which I suppose we kind of need, but... Oh, gore. I feel like there was something else I was going to mention here. But it's escaping me right now. That's fine. If it comes back to me later, I'm sure I can edit it in. This video is mostly editing anyway. Let's get a move on here. Oh, I just remembered it. It's not going to put that text in front of us again. I want to elaborate on the incantation that Gore said. I think I can generally remember the wording. I've heard it enough times at this point. Where nothingness engraves the brand of Lord. That part is referring to how all of the Void Lord's brands are written in the negative space, are written in the pits around the tiles. So it's referencing where you need to do a thing. And the path to damnation rests within you, which is my favorite bit. It's referring to taking the stairs and putting in the rod. The path to damnation. I mean, that's just all you're doing. And Void is getting closer and closer to... Well, yeah. And the last bit was something like... No, I'm blanking. It was like, place your faith in the void or something like that. It was only like less than a minute ago. Or about a minute ago, probably, at this point. But you know, that's just falling into the pit. So, it doesn't like spell it out for you, but it is the most concrete hint. And it's just straight up telling you, as much as it can through a character's voice, what you're supposed to be doing in those rooms, which I find really neat. But I think most players ended up either stumbling into it at some point or intuiting that the stairs were the outlier in the murals for each of the Lord's brands. While we're hanging around Gore, in spite of everything that's happened so far, by the time Sif came around to Gore's room, they were long gone. Let's see what things would have looked like if they'd still been around. They're fast asleep. What now? Please, Gore. I'd rather not waste my time.
Oh, it's the great Lord Sif. Didn't notice you there. How nice to see you all the way up here.
Save your breath. I know it's a long shot, but I'm here to talk.
Wait, you mean you aren't here to torment me?
Why would I do that? Have you done something that'd give me a reason?
No, absolutely not.
Just answer to my question, and I'll leave you be. Have you seen B?
Oh, that little wimp. Haven't seen them in a while.
I figured. Thanks anyway.
You're welcome, I guess.
You wouldn't happen to have any spare locusts with you?
Can't you just skip to the next brain all willy-nilly by yourself, hotshot?
Only Ad had power to do so. The rest of us play by the rules.
Oh, wait. I've got an idea. How about you kill me with that toothpick of yours, since I'm blocking the way and all that?
I won't.
Why not? You seemed awfully eager the last time you dragged me into your stupid mess.
Gore. About what happened back then. I'm sorry.
You think I'm going to forgive you, punk?
I'm not that presumptuous. But I wanted you to...
Right. Sorry to break it, but...
I don't know if this typo ever got fixed in later revisions or not. But I wanted to tell you that... I wanted to tell this to you face to face. One day I'll make amends for the things we did.
Seriously? Face to face?
Sorry. I didn't mean it like that.
I was only joking. It's just an expression after all. You've changed, Sif. I'm just so tired. Here, take your locust and leave.
You received a locust idol. Where do they keep these things? That's as much as they have to say to us. Should you return with the Void Blade in hand, Gore is not there to greet you.
Hello! Are you by any chance looking for the fatty head? I just got rid of them. Oh, don't get me wrong. They aren't dead. I couldn't kill that lazy donkey even if I tried. Besides, death would be way too kind for someone who freely tattles about our secrets. Yes, I know you've been snooping around in places you don't belong, mortal. Trust me, if it was up to me, you'd be dead meat by now. You may consider yourself lucky for now. But who knows? In the end, you might wish you were dead anyway. See ya!
And if we consult the rock back here that normally talks about us having done the right thing, or did what we could, something along those lines, when we actually do kill Gore, the big head is still alive. I can feel it. Although I'm sure they hope they weren't. Sorry to say this, but I don't think you'll ever find them. They could be anywhere. They really could, but we are going to find them. Or, well, we could find them. After all, there's a telltale stench. Something reeks. Where is it coming from? Please do something about it. I guess we could take a look. It turns out, this little side pathway is always here. You don't necessarily have to have those stink lines coming up from the hole in order to be able to fall down into it. But If you come here without that being the case, you're not going to find as much of interest down here. That being said, whatever you find down here, I'll leave that to you. We have one thing we're interested here. It's another Picross. We've only got a couple more left to find of these. Like I said, though, you can come check this out if you want to on your own time. We are going to keep moving. Welcome back to Lily Cleanup. This is the middle part. Before we get back to the memento collecting, we have to climb our way out of Mon's domain. It won't be that many rooms before we're out of here, but still going to be a little arduous. Our goal in this room is to kill all these maggots using this one Sif statue. Doing a bunch of path making and path breaking to navigate around in a way that lets us push it around without taking away the paths that we need to use for the pushing. And also doing a lot of work to get these maggots out of our way and then in our way again. It's a little time consuming. But that's par for the course for Lily mode. One of these rooms is going to be an absolute awful room, though. This one, I feel like I recall having some weird cycle-based deal for it. Oh, I clicked out of the window. That's no good. I want to bring up my quill. So let's think about this for a moment. If we're in this position, and this leech is in this position, it'll take us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 moves to get down here into presumably a safe spot. This leech in 8 moves will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right where we want to be. So not this cycle. This time it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's perfect. We want to tail that thing right to the end, so... Oh. Whoops. Oopsie. Not quite right. That figures, right? Not quite right, because I was thinking about it as if we could move at the same time. That's not true. We know how this game works. So we'll cycle once. We're going to have to cycle at least one more time. So where we actually want it to be when we get over there is in this spot. Which I suppose actually we can kind of trace it back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we want it to be right here, facing right. We can look for that. Hey, would you look at that? Easy. It's not too bad at all. Oh, geez, this one. Gosh, so we need to make sure that both of these beavers don't kill themselves on these fuse tiles. I remember having a lot of difficulty with this one the last time that I tried doing a burdenless playthrough. So, okay. Pick this up, question mark? Yeah. Pick that up and then put it like that. And then here with this other beaver we can do... I merged the words just and do in a way that I think would sound not good to some folks if I didn't clarify. We can just do a little switcheroo in the corner with that beaver. Let's bait it this way, bait it that way. And then now we can safely bring that beaver over without being scared of it throwing itself into a pit. That wasn't too bad, but it required remembering a lot of specifics. This one is so strange. I've never figured out if I'm doing this one in like a correct way. I feel like I'm just doing it in a way. So if we go over here, push that left statue like so, push it down, put a tile down, then now we've got some amount of space to work with. That's actually not right. I realize that we're going to need a lot more shadows behind us. Yeah, I screwed this one up. Something like that, though. We want to get rid of one of these left statues, I recall. That might be as simple as, push it over there, push it down, push this one off, and then come back around from below, and then it'll fall off. Yeah, I think that's basically all we really need to do. Okay, let's measure this out as well. Coming from the exit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a little annoying. Let's go ahead and get ourselves turned around at least so we're going a better direction. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now we should be golden to just do this. I mismeasured because I was counting myself anyway. 9 would have done it. So this is the absolute worst room. This is my least favorite. But I think I recall what to do here. I think I recall just enough. We're gonna pick up the button. We're gonna come around the side of this rock, push it off. Button goes over here. Grab this tile, bring it up. Grab the stairs, bring them over. And then let's go over and grab this tile too. Okay, so things are in an awkward spot here now because we don't want the button to be there. We want the button to be 2 tiles below where it is. That's a very tricky maneuver to make. We can do something like this. Starting to get a little messy here. Starting to get quite messy here. If only I had some way to get rid of these fuse tiles. Yeah, this isn't quite it. These are by far going to be the longest sections of this video, I can tell right now. Yeah, okay. That's a much better thing to do. That just gets the button right out of the way. I had a feeling I might have had some kind of a unnecessary mental constraint happening. Alright, hold on. Move that use one out of the way. Okay. Pick up the stairs, put them down here. Then this is funny. Let's use this fuse tile to put that fuse tile away. And then at this point, we should be fine. Yeah. Okay. I think this room is really bad because I've had a lot of bad memories with it. Probably took me like over an hour to figure out Burdenless my first time. Probably something like that. Okay, then here's the last token we're looking for, the last memento. It's actually not too tricky to get. This leech above us and the leech below us, since they have 2 tiles and 3 tiles to move around in respectively, they end up getting desynced and cycled quite a bit. So we get in this position, very easy to then just grab this, not even an issue. Ooh, but I'm dying here. That's fine, we'll just put down the tile with a different timing. Nope, now they're coming together as a wall. Okay, I have further ideas. Grab this, put it there. Trap you there. Yeah, that'll actually do just fine. Now I can hang out here in total safety and leave. Ah, right where we were. Couldn't have planned it any better. That's it for showing off the rest of Mon's Domain. And that's it for every memento prior to Sif's Domain. So we're gonna make a large jump from here. Okay, after much arduous effort, I finally made it back to the next room where I'd missed a memento. This statement's going to apply for most of the rooms at this point because, or going forward from this point, because I was exhausted. But I distinctly recall looking at this one and going, I have no idea how to do that, I don't want to, and then moving on. So, let's give this another try. I think I generally remember what I believe you are supposed to do here is... I think. Actually, I'm seeing something that I'm not sure if it's what I wanted to do before, but it sure works. Would you look at that? Now the problem is I've put that button in a very bad place. So... I mean, this isn't impossible to fix, to be honest. Alls I need is 5 shadows. Yeah, that wasn't bad at all. Alright, nothing here, so I'll see you in the next one if this one takes me another moment, but honestly, it probably shouldn't. Yeah, this one's not too hard at all. Okay, 209. Why did I must have, like, not picked this up first thing, right? Because, like, that's an easy way to just get rid of this shadow tile. Then you kill the lazy eye, and then suddenly the world's your oyster. So... No, I think I must have just been in a fugue state, which I think that checks out. Give me that. Next up is here, which this is definitely a harder room to figure out. Probably what's going to be best for me... Oh, well, duh, I can't even pick it up until I get rid of, Well, I mean... I could pick it up and hold on to it, but actually no, I can't. The 2 Watcher statues here require you to get rid of them so you can actually build to the stairs, so I'll have to do that just to get to the memento as well. Let's start here. Push that off. Are we okay? Yes, we're okay. So okay, then the important thing to know with this room is that you can stall indefinitely right here at this chest. Very useful resource. Let's think about our plan of attack here. We're going to have 2 shadows by the time we get over there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll have these 2 spaces occupied. So ideally, We want this leech to be right here facing right when we're 5 steps from here. So that when we push it off and take take a 6th turn, it'll be right here. And then we can navigate around. I think that's true. I think that's gonna be what we want. Might get a little dicey. But I think it's better to just give it a shot than sit around hypothesizing. So let's get it into that position. Or rather, no, we don't want it in that position. I need to pull up the quill again. 5, 6, 7, no, other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So they're facing left. Let's see how that works for us. Well, I was off. I was off somehow. In my estimations, I was off somehow. Think about that one more time. I want it to be right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is that not right? Let's just try having it be 1 tile over then. Huh. Something about... I'm doing something wrong here. I'm doing something wrong here. I'm just not able to think actively enough to figure out what it is, but I'm sure watching over my footage later it'll be really obvious. Okay. So in theory... no. So yeah, it doesn't give us enough space to get rid of that. So, second strategy. By the time we're over there, and we've pushed the left statue off, we can pick up tiles again. So... this leech is on a different movement pattern because it has fewer spaces to move across. So if this is going to go... what? Oh! That's why. I was counting where it starts as part of... okay. Everything's fine now. I need to be thinking about 0. So, okay, from this exact position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll be right here. We'll push this. This will be on 6, 6. So if we can instead... this is weird. I know I had this in my head at some point what to do here. Let's get back into that position really quick and just see what my options actually look like. So I'm here. I have to move left. And that's it. There's no winning move from this position. I go down, I go right, and then I got a face full of leech. So that's not it either. Hypothetically, it might be better. This whole room is so tight. It might be better to take the leech side before the maggot side, but I don't know that for sure either. Let us go do the maggot side first again, because I know for a fact that I have done this room correctly that way, by going maggot side first. What would be a position that would let us do anything there? I have a thought, which is that we can use that left statue where it is to crush that lower leech. That's gonna be real specific, though. I don't know if the upper leech is going to give us the room to do that. Let's think about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like usual. So we would need this leech to be exactly here on 5. Because if it's here on 4 and I'm here on 4, I can't go down. 4, 4, 5, 5. And then I push it down, and then it turns around, and then I'm gonna die again. Because I've got 2 shadows. What am I missing here? Right now, with the upper leech where it is, I've actually given myself more leeway. And now I can safely exit that spot. Okay, the game has changed. Let's pick this tile up. That was all I really needed to do, huh? I was making things too tight for myself for no reason. Put it here. Take this tile. Put it there. Now that leech is no problem. So now we can actually get to building something of meaning. All we need to do is make it so it's possible for us to walk around without being constrained to a small path. And that'll give us the space we need to... Actually, I don't really need to deal with those maggots at all, to be honest. Just keep building down. Wow. Thank you. Goodness. Alright, nothing in this room, so... 212. Right. On the other side. I recall this one distinctly. I just got out of here the quick way. That beaver is going to be well in the way. Let's consider what our options are. I have just considered what our options are. There's this really obvious Sif statue in the lower left. Huh. That's all it is, huh? Oh, hey! A secret! I forgot that was there. we now have 2 secret fruit. I know it's been a while, but surely you remember the banana from way back in, like, what? That was the 2nd grade run, I think? Alright, get over here, buddy. You are my best friend. Alright, next one is for another couple rooms. 215. Oh, yeah. This one. Right. This one is not that complex, if I remember correctly. Let's get a shadow. We can put down a tile we picked up right there. And then... yeah, just pick this up. And, it was real straightforward, wasn't it? Just one more left in Sif's domain. I didn't mean to put that there. And lastly, 221. I'm not surprised I didn't grab this one either. Let's get rid of these 2. First thing first. And then... what to do with this? Great question. We can do what I definitely ended up doing in the LP. That gives us some room to work with. Grab another tile. At that point, this isn't too complex, luckily. See that? Okay. Grab the stairs, put them there. And then... grab this, put it down there. And we're done here. Thank goodness. Now, the only thing left for Lily for cleanup is the alphabet zone. Just a little farther to go. So we showed off 3 of, well, not the merchant, but Mon, I guess now. Mon's shortcuts in the LP so far. There's 2 more, one of which you can find here in Tan's domain. Let's just go ahead and take care of everything here. In 131, the infamous 3 Smiles room. I don't know if infamous is actually true, but it's where I voided in my first run. Because even at that time, I was just not practiced enough burdenless with this to like actually hold it together. I mean, okay, this is aside from the reason why I'm here in this room, but a little behind the scenes that I think is kind of fun. The way that I like intentionally played this game for the first run as Gray was, I didn't intentionally die. I did, however, intentionally skip Locust so that when I accidentally died later on by my own hubris or my own lack of forethought, it would inevitably result in getting the voided ending. I think it's a great way to showcase this game to people if you know it too well, to be honest. It's just be like, oh, the Locusts aren't that important. Anyway, though, let's go ahead and get rid of all these guys because they're just going to be annoying. They're just going to get in the way. Our goal here is to break every single glass tile. And I didn't necessarily plan out how I was going to do this, but it looks like this should be just fine. And then fall in. For our effort, we get another memento and another Picross. We'll tackle these soon enough, just trust me. Huh, right at the end of Gore's domain. Get out of here. And then right here in Gore's domain, B163, what do you have to say? Yeah, me either. The goal here is to fall before our reflection. Incidentally, we can't do this if we had the wings because it's always going to fall before we do. If you have the wings, you need to go into your burdens menu, turn them off, and then fall in. Take that. Document this. And be on our way. Oh. This is a fun place to be. Yes. I think about this often. We never got this far as Sif, of course. Taking a look at the blank mural at the start of this area, Sif says, "Dis continues to elude us." Whatever we're supposed to glean from that. Theirs is a depressing stroll through Alphabet Zone. A memory just out of reach plays. And it's all white. Of course. They're voided. That's what it looks like for them. Seems like there's a lot more interesting going on with Tail than we realized our first time through. We opted not to hear her story, but I think now is a perfect time to indulge. You ask her how she ended up here. She says what she said before. That's okay. We've got a moment this time. You tell her you'd like to hear her story. When Void was still in flux, when all 8 Void Lords still roamed these parts, one of them, named Aeus, ruled over this particular realm. They were assigned as the gatekeeper and the judge of lost souls who arrived here. No soul could get past their judgment. No sin went unpunished. But as vigilant and rigorous as they were, Aeus was endlessly fascinated by sin. This fascination grew and grew until Aeus did the unthinkable and committed sin himself. What was the true extent of their sin, I'm not entirely sure. When the other lords learned of this transgression, their ranks divided. Some of them defended Aeus, some reviled them. Soon, arguments turned into fights, and those fights turned into vicious battles. In the end, Aeus was devoured so that nothing remained. Well, one part of Aeus did manage to slither away unnoticed. It lay in silence, mindlessly consuming any stray souls that approached it. It only knew pain and hunger. But as its wounds began to heal, it learned to think. It started to ponder why no amount of lost souls would satiate it, why it was unable to leave these walls, why it was allowed to live. Eventually, it accepted its rotten existence, knowing well that none of its questions would ever be answered. That's how I came to be, says Tail. And that's how Tail came to be. Well, I made you wait even longer, huh? Oh. Well, I'm glad too. You know, somehow this doesn't surprise me. That would have been prompt advice the first time we came across Tail. At this point, though, we all know what awaits us at the bottom. We found that out eventually. Though Lily and Tail didn't get to talk to each other in the main playthrough, they do have dialogue. It's just you only get to see it if either you never talk to Tail as Gray, or you start a fresh Lily playthrough from the brand entry screen. Hello, little one. It talks? Sorry. Did I startle you there? I should have known better, considering your kind tends to keep their distance from me. But I assure you, I mean no harm. In truth, I haven't spoken with anyone in ages, so this is quite refreshing. Pleased to meet you. My name is Tail. You seem surprisingly calm for someone of your size. Well, it's not like I speak with giant snakes on an everyday basis. Actually, I think I may have heard stories about you when I was much younger. My memories are quite hazy, but you don't quite look like I imagined. Is that so? That makes sense. Have you heard of the Void Lords as well, little one? Are you talking about the demons? Yeah, I think that's what she used to call them.
A long time ago, I was part of one of the lords. While all lords are able to change their appearance as they wish, my lord, Aeus, was unique. They say everyone saw them differently, that their form would reflect the viewer's one true love. What purpose this trait served, I can't tell, but it seems I might have inherited it. Considering you can see my true form, I guess you haven't met anyone you like to copulate with. What's up with the crass tongue all of a sudden? Love isn't about copulating. Besides, the last few years have just been a bit rocky, okay? Sorry. My understanding of mortals and their manners is rather limited. Why am I talking about this with you in the first place? Why am I in here anyway? Isn't this just a bad dream? From your point of view, that might as well be true. Don't let your guard down, however. Those without strong devotion are bound to lose their way within this labyrinth until nothing remains of them. Whatever it is that you're looking for, I hope you find it eventually. Thanks, I guess. Take care, little one. Rather insightful for not just Tails' character, but our understanding of her? It? Pronouns are a discussion for another day. We know at this point that what determines what room you go to and what sequence you go to after B224 is whether you're voided or not. Coming in voided results in a normal looking room with your brand, while entering it without being voided results in the universe area with the empty brand. However, you can be voided in this sequence as well. You just can't start it voided. If you were to, say, die with 0 locusts in one of these alphabet rooms, when you return, you'll still be in the alphabet zone. It'll just have the normal tile design instead. You can still continue through here just fine, but when you make it to the end of this area, you still reach the inverted birch tree room that you reach at the end of the regular voided path. And the next room, B255, is the Sith statue reset. However, there is something else interesting you can do here regarding being voided in B255. Let's come back to this. Returning to Sith at the end of Alphabet Zone, they have one final thing waiting for them in Void. At last, a single Lotus Eater machine that's still operational. This Lotus Eater machine is still operational. Maybe you could take a quick rest. Yeah. Let's take a break. Slowly, surely, dreams embrace you. Wake up.
What a little miracle you are. But no matter how hard I try, this is as close as I can get. The rest is up to you. Soon, you'll grow up. You must keep working diligently and take good care of your sisters, even when you argue and make mistakes. Even if You're my little Lightbringer. You're my pride. And your name shall be... After all that, the only thing left for Seth is to start over and begin their search for B anew. If you reach B255 without being voided, as we've done before, and you have 0 locusts, and pick up your HP tile, it's the only way to die manually without falling in a hole. You will still void out. Here's where things get interesting. That is an uncanny room to be looking at. Well, aside from crashing the game by picking up stuff we shouldn't be picking up in the HUD, the only thing left to do is to fall down and face the court. For these defects, and for no other evil, we now are lost and punished just with this. We have no hope, and yet we live in longing. You've traveled far, stranger. Through these endless halls, you've shown us the extent of your devotion. We applaud you. Congratulations. Congratulations! Stranger, your devotion has exceeded the expectations of Dis. For such a display alone, Dis is willing to make a contract with you. So tell us, what is it that you desire? Your desires. Why are you here? Names and faces that once lingered in your mind. You can't recall them anymore. You can't help but to feel like you've lost something. Something very important. How unfortunate. But in the end, it cannot be helped. For devotion without purpose is mere foolishness. Do not fear, stranger. We'll meet again. I'm sure of it. Okay, yeah. I have to imagine this one stood out to some people watching the first time through because it is, it's not that hard to get. I'll tell you right now, when I was initially recording this part of Voice Stranger Lilith, it was 100% just me not being able to consider in the moment that I could pick up this tile. I was so stuck in the idea that I had to break on it by stepping on it. Since I don't have the wings, I can't do that. It's simple though, just step on it once, put this down, pick it up, done. Easy. Done deal. The next one is a little further along, so see you in a moment. I forgot to start hitting record. Hit recording. I forgot to hit recording. None of those words want to come out right. That's wild. I forgot to hit start recording. Before I went into the room, so that's definitely going to be a little cut off, and I'm sorry for the lack of professional presentation to this part of the LP. I'm tired. I was so close to the end of recording for everything. Just give me some slack. B243. This one, I really left alone. Did I need to? Probably not. What do I do here, though, actually? It feels apparent enough to me that I basically want to get to the Void Alphabet character in the bottom right, and that'll let me angle toward the memento. But how to do that escapes me in this moment. That's something. That should do exactly what I need. Awesome. Yeah, it turns out a lot of these aren't actually that bad. They just require a lot of assessing every single part in front of you until a specific combination of items just turns out to work out okay. Oh yeah, J. So that's what you do to get out of here quick. That's what I did. And then here we can just do that. I did remember how to do this. I figured it out at some point while playing on my own. But I didn't quite have it there. Okay. Almost something. So what was the issue? Oh, the issue. That's fascinating. The issue was that, oh geez, how do I navigate this? The issue is that the bull saw me too soon. Or the beaver. Wow, first time I slipped up on that in a while. The beaver saw me too soon because I put down the tile right up there and then had to run away from it. Let's have it do that, and then... There we go. That puts us in a winning position. Alright, another spread of letters where I... What am I doing? Where I did get the memento, so... We'll see you another handful. And lastly, 249, which I just didn't even want to touch. But it's not that complicated. You can stall right here on the fuse tile, and that gives you a little room to do stuff. Stall with the fuse tile. Okay, that's almost something. Oh no, it would be something if I hadn't put that down there. Nope, we're fine. Got scared for a second. And that's it. That is every token between Void Stranger Gray and Void Stranger Lily. With some secret exceptions we'll find later. But for now, we have a memento count of 106 out of 128. Just 22 left in the rest of the game. Feels real nice to have this finally taken care of. Been planning to do this for a while and it still ended up being quite an effort. To close out this video, I've got one more thing I want to show on Gray's End. You may remember at the start of this LP and at the start of this video, my brand that I entered. The little ring in the bottom right corner. In case you hadn't noticed, you can always see your own brand in the bottom right of the menu. It's actually a somewhat special brand. The only place that you can draw it in is B227. It has just enough tiles without there being too many non-destructible ones, and the ability to get rid of all obstacles such as these statues. Let's start by getting rid of all these glass tiles and one of these fuse tiles. From here we can simply position everything else as needed. Oop. Okay, let's actually pick this one up, put that there instead. Now, if we pick up the stairs, that's something we haven't seen before. This should lead somewhere quite interesting. Nah, I'm just kidding. There's not a single special brand in this game that you can make your own brand. All of them stop you from doing it if you try to do them on the brand entry screen. That being said, if you draw your own brand in a room like this and fall into the gap, you will still end up somewhere unique. This is a dead-end room. With the Watcher statue on the left, we can't pick anything up, including the stairs. So the only way out of this room is to do a reset. As for this structure in the center, ominous, imposing, very interesting in construction. If we check it, it gives us the random text that gets assigned to the groups of rocks throughout Void. This is a repository of every single piece of dialogue that those rocks can have. There's an interesting second layer here. If we go into our burdens, turn Void Memory off, what is this familiar warmth? Gray, Lily, and Sif have their own unique thought here. As for why that is a familiar warmth for Gray, who could say? That being said, I think we're closing the door on the core mystery of Void Stranger soon. Look forward to the next numbered part of Void Stranger, where we enter the final path.